Good morning, everyone. Hope you all are well this morning.
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 Judge, I don't think we have the jail on yet.
Okay, good morning, Ms. Champion. Just let me know when they're ready to go.
Okay, let me give them a call and see what's going on.
Okay, thank you.
Judge, they should be logging on shortly.
Okay, thank you. Morning, Norris. How are you today?
Okay, and yourself, sir?
I'm doing well, thank you.
All righty.
We're ready when you are, I believe. Just let me know where you want to start.
Okay.
Attorneys.
We still waiting for the attorneys to show up, y'all.
Oh, no one's, okay,
Yeah, they're not even here yet. Let me go out front and see if I see them.
okay, thank you.
All right.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Good morning. How are you doing, Officer Melton?
Good.
Good.
I'm gonna wait until they get halfway down on the of the list of they have there in courtroom 2. And
Okay.
then I'm gonna bring my ladies up.
Okay, that's fine. Thank you.
Okay. See you later.
All right. See you in a
Bye.
little while.
I just need to know what number.
Oh, okay.
you are, so that way I can pull your cards out, your people out. The cards in order. And then for the add-ons,
What was your name, sir?
All right, good morning, Judge. This is gonna be position 17, Mr. Lowe, Billy Lowe.
Good morning. Thank you.
You're
Good
welcome.
morning, Your Honor.
Good morning, Mr. Coleman. Position number 17, this is going to be a negotiated plea. Yes, good morning, Mr. Lowe. I'm Judge Eric Morrow. This is the state all-purpose calendar that we're conducting by video to help prevent the spread of the virus. Do you agree to have your case heard by video? You're on mute, courtroom 2. Do you agree to have your case heard by video? Good morning, Mr. Lowe.
Yes, sir, Your Honor.
Okay, can you raise your right hand for me, sir? Do you swear affirm the testimony you're about to give before this court will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, sir, Your Honor.
Okay, you can put your hand down. Thank you, Mr. Lowe. Good morning, Ms. Lewis.
Good morning, Your Honor.
And I take it that this is your case?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, you can proceed. Thank you.
So the state recommends for this case 12 months to serve 28 days, credit for time served 14 days with the balance suspended, to stay away from 970 Spring Street, and no alcohol, drugs, or weapons. Nothing further.
Mr. Coleman?
Yeah, that is the agreement. We'd ask that the court accept the plea as negotiated.
Mr. Lowe, it's my understanding that in case 23 CR 0000097C, you wish to plead guilty to criminal trespass. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Are you under the influence of any drugs or alcohol this morning?
No, Your Honor.
You've been represented by counsel. Are you satisfied with his representation?
Yes, Your Honor.
You understand that you have a right to a trial by jury on this charge, and that by pleading guilty to it, you're giving up your right to a trial by jury?
Yes, Your Honor.
Has anyone forced or coerced you to plead guilty?
No, Your Honor.
I'll accept your plea as negotiated, Mr. Lowe. Good luck to you, sir.
Right, thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome.
Go sit back down.
Position 15, Light Say.
This is also a negotiated plea.
It is.
Okay. Good morning, Mr. Lightsey. I'm Judge Eric Morrow. This is the state court expedited accusation calendar that we're conducting by video. Do you agree to have your case heard by video?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. You have been charged in case 23 CR 0000104H with battery family violence. Can you raise your right hand for me, please? Do you swear affirm the testimony you're about to give before this court be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, sir.
Okay, you can put your hand down. Thank you. Ms. Lewis?
Yes, Your Honor. For this case, the state recommends 12 months to serve 28 days, credit for time served 14 days with the balance probated, to stay away from 259 Richardson Street Southwest. No further contact with Latasha Robinson. We also recommend family violence intervention program and no alcohol, drugs, or weapons.
Mr. Coleman?
Yeah, we'd ask that the court accept the plea as negotiated. We request that the probation go non-reporting once he's completed the classes, that probation fees be waived for a period of time.
Any objection to non-reporting?
We will stipulate to a factual basis as well as venue and ID. I also like to ask, has anyone brought down the plea form to G33?
We're not in G33 today.
Okay.
They need to bring them to the clerk's office, J150.
Okay. I'll
Ms.
call
Lewis?
it.
You're fine, Mr. Coleman. Ms. Lewis, any objection to probation going non-reporting when the terms are complete?
No, Your Honor.
Okay. Mr. Lightsey, it's my understanding that in case 23 CR 0000104H, you wish to plead guilty to battery family violence. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Are you under the influence of any drugs or alcohol this morning?
No, sir.
You've been represented by counsel. Are you satisfied with your counsel's representation?
Yes, sir.
You understand that you have a right to a trial by jury on this charge, and that by pleading guilty to it, you're giving up your right to a trial by jury?
Yes, sir.
Has anyone forced you or coerced you to plead guilty? You're not being forced to plead guilty, are you?
No, sir.
Okay, I'll accept your plea as negotiated. Mr. Lightsey, I am going to waive the probation fees for you while you're on probation to help you get and stay on your feet. And when you complete the terms, it'll go to a non-reporting status, okay? So the sooner you get this all done, the sooner you don't have to report to probation, okay?
Yes, sir.
All right, good luck to you, Mr. Lightsey.
Yes, sir.
Position 18, Marshall.
It's also a negotiated plea.
It is, Your Honor.
Good morning, Mr. Marshall. I'm Judge Eric Morrow. This is the state all-purpose calendar that we're conducting by video. Do you agree to have your case heard by video?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Can you raise your right hand for me? Do you swear,
That's
Do you swear- do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give before this court to be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, sir.
Okay, you can put your hand down. Thank you, Mr. Marshall. Ms. Lewis?
Yes, Your Honor. For this position, the state recommends 12 months to serve 14 days, credit for time served 7 days with the balance probated, and 8 weeks of anger management.
Mr. Coleman?
Your Honor, we'd ask that the court accept the plea as negotiated. We would ask that the probation would either terminate or go non-reporting once he's completed the classes. That probation fees be waived for a period of time. We would stipulate to a factual basis as well as venue and ID.
Any objection to termination when the terms are complete, Ms. Marshall? I mean, Ms. Lewis?
No, Your Honor.
Mr. Marshall, it's my understanding that in case 22 CR 001912J, you wish to plead guilty to criminal damage to property in the second degree. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Are you under the influence of any drugs or alcohol this morning?
No, sir.
You've been represented by counsel. Are you satisfied with his representation?
Yes, sir.
You understand that you have a right to a trial by jury on this charge and that by pleading guilty to it, you're giving up your right to a trial by jury?
Yes, sir.
Has anyone forced or coerced you to plead guilty?
No, sir.
I'll accept your plea as negotiated, Mr. Marshall. I'm going to waive the probation fees for you while you're on probation to help you get and stay on your feet. And when you complete the terms, it'll terminate. So the sooner you get this 8 weeks of anger management done, the sooner you won't be on probation any longer, okay?
Yes, sir.
All right, good luck to you, Mr. Marshall.
Position 19 and 20, McKinley.
Morning, Judge.
Good morning, Mr. McKinley. I have down, Mr. Coleman, that this is going to be an arraignment and a bond hearing. Is that correct?
That's correct, Your Honor. I did want a clarification on something. Position 20 is a failure to appear for a fingerprintable charge. I'm presuming that that is pursuant to a bond forfeiture or warrant being issued. Is that correct?
Ms. Lewis, do you know?
1 second, Your Honor.
Yeah, that most likely is correct, Your Honor. As you know, we're issuing FTAs, but give me 1 second. I can give you the court date that was missed.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, so the state is now prosecuting FTAs as a separate offense now?
Correct.
And while we're waiting on that, let's see, I have down that position number 24, Aisha Robinson, has been released in this matter. Her mother is inquiring. So Ms. Robinson, I believe Ms. Patsy Robinson, your daughter has been released and won't be on this calendar today, okay?
Okay, I just need to know who to contact or what I need to do.
Okay, if you will call down, I'm not exactly sure where she is, but if you will call the jail or the clerk's office, they can direct you, okay?
Okay,
All right, you have a good day, ma'am.
you do the same, sir.
Thank you. And Ms. Champion, do we know, since Mr. McKinley missed the court date. Was he previously arraigned on position number 19?
Let me check, Judge. Hold 1 second.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Added, I don't think he was arraigned. I'm showing 3 FTAs, one from 9/28/2021. That was a plea arraignment in front of Judge Richardson. 6/2/22, another FTA, which was a P&A in front of Judge Richardson. And then another FTA 9/27/22, another arraignment in front of Judge Richardson. And now he was finally picked up on the bench warrant and he was put on today's SAP calendar. So he looks like he missed 3 P&A. So of course, we would ask that the bond forfeiture will be sent back to Judge Richardson to make a determination on the bond.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Walker. I appreciate that. Mr. Coleman, let me go ahead and arraign Mr. McKinley on position number 19, okay?
All right.
And 20. Mr. McKinley, can you raise your right hand for me, please? Do you swear affirm the testimony you're about to give before this court be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? Okay, you can put your hand down. Thank you. Mr. McKinley, you've been charged in case 21 CR 003398F with acquiring a license plate for purpose of concealing identification of a motor vehicle, possession of marijuana less than an ounce, and theft by receiving stolen property. And in case 23 FTA 000035, failure to appear for a fingerprintable charge. Each of these charges carries with it a maximum penalty of 12 months in jail and or $1,000 fine. Do you waive formal reading of the accusation, Mr. Coleman?
I will waive.
How do you plead, Mr. McKinley? Guilty or not guilty?
Not guilty.
We will record your not guilty plea. Your case will be returned to the division judge and you'll get notification of your next hearing date. Mr. Coleman, is this court's practice that when another division judge has issued a bond for failure to appear, I return that case to the division judge so they can reconsider a modification of their own bond. So if a bond modification is sought, it'll go through Judge Richardson, okay?
That's fine. Did I ever hear the date for the bond forfeiture?
Okay.
I was just curious as to what the date was.
Oh, there are 3 dates: September 28th,
Okay.
June 2nd, and September 27th. I take it those are different years.
And just one other inquiry, was the bond forfeiture the reason that the offer was what it was on this case? Because again, I'm not aware of what.
No, it's not the reason.
Okay. All right, thank you.
Okay, Mr. McKinley, you'll get notification of your next hearing date, sir. Good luck to you.
So is this in effect being reset to a jail jury calendar then?
Unless it will be reset to a jail jury. If you want something before that with Judge Richardson, as far as a bond modification, I guess that you'll have to get in touch with Judge Richardson's clerk to see if something can be scheduled prior to the next jail jury.
All right, okay, thank you.
Okay.
Position 14, Mr. Jones.
I have to hold for announcement on Mr. Jones. Who's representing Mr. Jones?
Who's representing Jones? I didn't
Was
hear.
that your case? Are we doing Tobias Jones now, position 14?
Yes, apparently he is at the jail courts on the iPhone.
We would need to pass that case for the moment. If we can move on to something else.
Okay, I'm sorry, we're gonna have to come back to Mr. Jones. Council needs to speak with him, I believe.
And, Your Honor, could we ask Mr. Walker to call the 22392 number? We have a counter offer on one of the cases.
Did you get that, Mr. Walker?
22393.
92, yeah, 22392.
Got it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Position 21, Mondragon.
Good morning.
Good morning. Let's see. Mr. Coleman, I have down jail jury. Are you all gonna waive formal arraignment, or do you want me to arraign him at this point?
We will waive formal arraignment. Yes, this is gonna be reset to a jail jury calendar.
Okay, if you'll file the formal waiver of arraignment for the court, we
But actually, I
appreciate.
don't have it, so maybe we should do the arraignment then.
Okay, that's fine with me. Good morning, Mr. Mondragon. I'm Judge Eric Morrow. We are doing your hearing today by video. Do you agree to have your case heard by video? Is that a yes? Okay, thank you. You've been charged in case, can you raise your right hand for me? Do you swear affirm the testimony you're about to give before this court be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Sir.
Okay, you can put your hand down. Thank you. You've been charged in case 23 CR 0000069A with battery family violence. This charge carries with it a maximum penalty of 12 months in jail and/or $1,000 fine. Do you waive formal reading of the accusation, Mr. Coleman?
Yes, we waive formal reading.
How do you plead, Mr. Mondragon? Guilty or not guilty?
Are you the third?
We will record your not guilty. You can put your hand down, sir. We'll record your not guilty plea. Your case will be returned to the division judge and you will get notification of your next hearing date. Good luck to you, sir.
Sir.
Thank you.
Position number 22, Page.
Your Honor, we also have a change in announcement. Number 6 is a negotiated plea.
Number 6 is what, Mr. McLean?
It will be a negotiated plea instead of a not guilty.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Mr. Page, is he good?
He's gonna be one more.
Okay,
All right, and Mr. Page, it's my understanding is going to be a plea. Is that correct?
that's correct.
Good morning, Mr. Page. I'm Judge Eric Morrow. This is the state all-purpose calendar that we're conducting by video. Do you agree to have your case heard by video?
Yes.
Thank you. Can you raise your right hand for me? Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give before this court be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Okay, you can put your hand down. Thank you, Mr. Page. Ms. Lewis?
Yes, Your Honor. For this position, the state recommends 12 months to serve 50 days with credit for time served for 25 days with the balance probated. Family Violence Intervention Program, no further contact with Karen Dennis, and to stay away from 380 Martin Street Southwest, Unit 908.
Is that southeast or southwest?
Southeast.
Okay. Thank you. Mr. Coleman?
Yeah, we'd ask that for the plea is negotiated. We would ask that the probation would go non-reporting once Mr. Page has completed the classes, that probation needs to be waived for a period of time. We would stipulate to a factual basis as well as venue and I.
Any objection to the probation board non-reporting when the terms are complete, Ms. Lewis?
No, Your Honor.
Mr. Page, it's my understanding that in case 23 CR 000077G, you wish to plead guilty to simple battery family violence. Is that correct?
Yes.
Are you under the influence of any drugs or alcohol this morning?
No.
You've been represented by counsel. Are you satisfied with his representation?
I'm satisfied.
You understand that you have a right to a trial by jury on this charge, and that by pleading guilty to it, you're giving up your right to a trial by jury?
Yes.
Has anyone forced you to plead guilty?
No.
I'll accept the plea as negotiated, Mr. Page. I'm going to waive the probation fees for you while you're on probation to help you get and stay on your feet. And when you complete the terms, it'll go to a non-reporting status, okay?
Thank you.
You're welcome. Good luck to you, Mr. Page.
Position 26 and 27, Robinson.
Okay. My understanding that position 26 is going to be null pros and position 27 is going to be a plea. Is that correct?
That's correct, Your Honor.
Okay. Good morning, Mr. Robinson. I'm Judge Eric Morrow. This is the state all-purpose calendar that we're conducting by video. Do you agree to have your case heard by video?
Yes.
Can you raise your right hand for me, sir? The other right. Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give before this court will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Okay, you can put your hand down. Thank you. Good morning, Mr. Rosenberg.
Good morning, Your Honor. Your Honor, the recommended sentence on this is going to be 12 months to serve 10 days. Credit for time served, balance suspended, stay away from 562 Lee Street, and a $300 fine, no drugs and alcohol.
How much time is he getting credit for?
You know, I want to say I'll give him credit for 5. I think he's been in for 5 anyway.
He's been in.
Okay. 8 days?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Ms. Coleman?
One second, I just want to confirm, is this balance suspended or is this balance probated because of the fine?
It's going to be suspended upon payment of the fine.
Okay. And did you want to pay the fine or did you want the community service? Okay. Your Honor, we would ask that the fine be converted to 30 hours of community service. Aside from that, we would ask that the court accept the plea as negotiated.
Okay, so it's going to be balance probated, given that he's going to be doing community service, and it will terminate once he completes the community service. Okay.
Yes. That's
And
fine.
okay, so I had before, what Mr. Rosenberg, was it a $200 fine recommended?
I think, Your Honor, I think that's correct. Let me just take a quick peek. I think, no, $300 fine was, I actually recommended 3, but
Okay, no, I think you said 2, but I've got 3 down here. So I just wanted to make sure that if it's 3, then he's going to do 30 hours of community service. Okay, is that
that's fine, Your
agreement?
Honor.
Okay, all right. Mr. Robinson, you have been charged in case 22 CR 0000494A with loitering and prowling, possession of marijuana less than an ounce, and obstruction of a law enforcement officer. Is my understanding that you wish to plead guilty to those charges? Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Are you under the influence of any drugs or alcohol this morning?
No, Your Honor.
You've been represented by counsel. Are you satisfied with his representation?
Yes, Your Honor.
You understand that you have a right to a trial by jury on these charges, and that by pleading guilty to them, you're giving up your right to a trial by jury?
Yes, Your Honor.
Has anyone forced or coerced you to plead guilty?
No, Your Honor.
All right, I'll accept the plea as negotiated, Mr. Robinson. I'm going to waive the probation fees for you while you're on probation. I don't expect that you should be on probation for a very long time. And once you get the 30 hours of community service done, the probation is going to terminate, okay?
Judge, the 30 hours of community service is going to be associated with which charge?
I believe it will be on the obstruction.
Obstruction. Okay, thank you.
Okay. And if the state and everyone can get all the paperwork to Ms. Champion, these null process, she'll get them to me and we'll get them signed. Good luck to you, Mr. Robinson.
And you.
Can we go to position 6? Mr. Coney?
Okay, and this is the one that's going to be the negotiated plea, is that right, Mr. McLean?
Yes, Your Honor. We were able to talk to the state by phone today. Instead of the 60, it'll be, instead of the 90, it'll be 60. And that was his request. So if his understanding is correct, and if he's hearing me well, the state granted your request on your counter offer, and it'll be what you said. Is that okay with you?
Yeah,
Now, you recall I've already filled out the paperwork. You recall that, sir?
yes, sir, I recall that. So,
Okay.
so I have to do how many days? Yes, sir. Can you explain to me, sir? What I remember what we talked about. I just would like for it to be explained, sir.
It is 60 days to serve with credit for 15. 60 equals really 30 because of 2 for 1. You've had good behavior, and therefore you will do an additional approximately 15.
Yes.
Okay,
Yes, sir.
how much credit is he getting for time served, Mr. McLean?
He's getting credit for time served of 15 days.
10 days, okay. Why don't I do this? Mr. Rogers, good morning, how are you today?
Good morning, Your Honor. I'm fine. How are you doing?
I'm doing well. Can you put on the record before we take this plea, what the state's recommendation is so that we'll make sure that Mr. Coney and Mr. McLean are in agreement with that before we go forward?
Yes, Your Honor. The state recommends 12 months to serve 60 days, credit for time served, 15 days, balance probated, family violence intervention class, stay away order, and no further contact with the victim, and no drugs, weapons, or alcohol.
Okay, and that is your understanding, Mr. McLean?
That is correct, Your Honor.
And that is your understanding, Mr. Coney?
Yes, yes, sir, that is correct, sir.
And that's what you'd like to accept?
Yes, sir, it is, sir.
Okay, very good. Mr. Coney, do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give before this court be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, sir.
Okay, you can put your hand down, Mr. Coney. Thank you. Anything further, Mr. Rogers?
No, Your Honor.
Anything further, Mr. McLean?
I can't think of a thing, Your Honor.
Well, Your Honor, I could put the victim's name on the record.
Okay, if you'll do that for us, please.
The victim's name is Alexis Cummins spelling. Last name is Presley, Pressley. No further contact and a stay away order from Alexis Presley.
Okay, and do you have the stay away address?
The occurrence did not happen at a home. It happened.
Oh, okay. All right. So just, all right. Thank you. Mr. Coney, it's my understanding that in case 23 CR 000076F, you wish to plead guilty to 2 counts of battery family violence. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Are you under the influence of any drugs or alcohol this morning?
No, sir.
You've been represented by counsel. Are you satisfied with his representation?
Yes, sir.
You understand that you have a right to a trial by jury on these charges, and that by pleading guilty to them, you're giving up your right to a trial by jury?
Yes, sir.
Has anyone forced or coerced you to plead guilty?
No, sir.
I'll accept the plea as negotiated, Mr. Coney. I am going to waive the probation fees for you while you're on probation, but you're going to have to be on probation for the entire 12 months, okay?
Yes, sir. Yes,
All
sir.
right.
Thank
You good luck. You're welcome, Mr. Coney. Good luck to you, sir.
All right,
Thank you, Your
thank
Honor.
It's time to put it to use. Position 32, Mr. Wumble.
Okay, let's see. I don't, this is Ms. McLeod's case.
That is correct, Your
Yes.
Honor.
Good morning, Ms. McLeod. How are you today?
I am fine, thank you, Your Honor.
Good. What are we gonna do with Mr. Womble today?
The matter was reset, Your Honor, from the last calendar in order to allow Mr. Womble to hire private counsel. My understanding is that that hasn't happened yet.
Okay, Mr. Womble, are you still in the process of hiring a private counsel? We have provided Ms. McLeod to you to assist you in this matter if you would like. If you still wish to hire private counsel, this case will have to be reset and give you the opportunity to get that done. What would you like to do, Mr. Womble?
Excuse me, Your Honor. I'm asking, is this case, the misdemeanor cases?
Mr. Womble, you've been charged in case 22 CR 008455F with battery family violence and 3 counts of cruelty to children in the 3rd degree. And yes, sir, all 3 of these are misdemeanor charges.
Okay, the confusion was I hired a paid attorney for my other charges. For the misdemeanor, I would take the public defender.
Okay, that's fine, Mr. Womble. Let's see, since you're there, Ms. McLeod, can I place you into a breakout room with Mr. Womble this morning for you to discuss, or would you like?
Yes, Your Honor, I would
okay.
appreciate that.
All right, and you have the offer?
I do
already?
have the offer. I do.
Okay. So if we can go ahead and place Jill Court's iPhone and Ms. McLeod in a breakout room so that they can have a discussion regarding these charges. And while you all are doing that, we'll go back to, I guess, courtroom 2 and take the next person.
Okay, Judge.
Thank you, Ms. Grace.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay, you're fine. You're welcome, Mr. Wamble. And Ms. Giles, are you the alleged victim in this case?
Yes, but I
Okay,
have
hold on, Ms. Giles. I will let you speak at the appropriate time. I just want to acknowledge that you're there and that I've gotten your message. So if you would like to speak, I'll give you that opportunity at a later time, okay?
Okay.
All right, so just hang on for the court. Thank you, ma'am. We have anyone in courtroom 2 that we can take?
Yes, Judge. Mr. Ivory, position 13.
Okay, thank you.
Okay,
And this is going to be a negotiated plea also?
it is.
Good morning, Mr. Ivory. I'm Judge Eric Morrow. This is the state all-purpose calendar that we're conducting by video. Do you agree to have your case heard by video?
Yes.
Thank you. Can you raise your right hand for me, sir? Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give before this court be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
All right, thank you. You can put your hand down, Mr. Ivory. Thank you. Ms. Lewis?
Yes, Your Honor. The state recommends 12 months to serve 32 days, credit for time served 16 days, with the balance suspended, to stay away from 3657 MLK Drive, MLK Junior Drive Southwest, and no alcohol, drugs, or weapons.
Mr. McLean?
That is correct, Your Honor. That is our understanding, and we stipulate to the 3 elements of venue, ID, and what was the third? The factual basis.
Okay. Mr. Ivory, it's my understanding that in case 23 CR 000066B, you wish to plead guilty to criminal trespass. Is that correct?
Yes.
Are you under the influence of any drugs or alcohol this morning?
No.
You've been represented by counsel. Are you satisfied with his representation?
Yes.
You understand that you have a right to a trial by jury on this charge, and that by pleading guilty to it, you're giving up your right to a trial by jury?
Yes.
Has anyone forced you to plead guilty?
No.
I'll accept the plea as negotiated, Mr. Ivory. Good luck to you, sir.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome.
Position 28, Stevens.
This is just going to be an arraignment. Is that right?
No, actually, Your Honor, Mr. Stevens is present in court. He is now accepting the state's offer, so there will be a plea this morning.
Okay, very good. Thank you. Good morning, Mr. Stevens. I'm Judge Eric Morrow. This is the state all-purpose calendar that we're conducting by video. Do you agree to have your case heard by video?
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you. Can you raise your right hand for me, Mr. Stevens? Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give before this court be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Stevens. Mr. Rosenberg?
Yes, Your Honor, recommendation is 12 months to serve, commuted to time served, balance suspended, stay away from Grady Hospital.
Anything further, Mr. Coleman?
We would like that to be stay away from Grady Hospital unless seeking treatment.
That's
Okay.
acceptable.
Other than, we would ask that the court accept the plea as negotiated. We'll stipulate to a factual basis as well as venue and ID.
All right, Mr. Stevens, it's my understanding that in case 23 CR 000184F, you wish to plead guilty to criminal trespass. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Are you under the influence of any drugs or alcohol at the present time? You've been represented by counsel. Are you satisfied with his representation?
Yes, Your Honor.
You understand that you have a right to a trial by jury on this charge, and that by pleading guilty to it, you're giving up your right to a trial by jury?
Yes.
Has anyone forced you to plead guilty?
No.
Okay, I'll accept your plea as negotiated, Mr. Stevens. Now, you understand you can't go back to Grady, sir, unless you have to have treatment there, okay?
Yes, sir.
All right, good luck to you, Mr. Stevens.
Thank you.
Judge, how many days are they asking him to serve?
1 second, I can let you know. He's been in actually 148 days.
So
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 if we
he's
go with
getting
that,
credit
that
for
would be-
time served, 148. So that's 296 days, the state's
Correct.
asking for.
Correct.
Okay,
We're done with that.
you got that, Ms. Champion?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, before we move on to any other case, Mr. McClinley is still in the courtroom, positions 19 and 20. We just want a clarification as to what his bonds are presently set at.
Okay, do you have that, Ms. Champion? Or Mr. Walker?
What position number is it?
This is,
20?
I believe his bond is currently set at $4,000, Your Honor, for a surety bond.
And that includes the bond forfeiture.
Give me 1 second, I will confirm. Mr. Coleman.
So we're on, McKinley?
Yeah, we're just confirming what his bond is. You already done it, so we just need to confirm what his bond is.
So it's a $3,000 surety that, no, I take that back, $3,000 cash that would sit on the bench warrant. So
Okay.
$3,000 cash bond.
And is there an underlying bond on the was there bond on?
He's not
that?
being held on that. He's only being held on the FTA.
Okay, so 3,000 cash.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so it's a $3,000 cash. No, it's cash. It's cash. All right, thank you. That's all we got.
all right, are we gonna go back to Mr. Womble, position 32?
Yes, Your Honor.
And Ms. McLeod, what are we going to do with Mr. Womble today?
He will not be accepting the state's offer, Your Honor, and I will be representing him on this matter going forward.
Okay, and so we need to go ahead and arraign him this morning?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, Mr. Womble, can you raise your right hand for me, please? And jail courts, if you can unmute the iPhone for me. Thank you. Do you swear affirm, Mr. Womble, that you will tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do, sir.
Okay, you can put your hand down. Thank you, sir. Mr. Womble, you've been charged in case 22 CR 008455F with battery, family violence, and 3 counts of cruelty to children in the 3rd degree. Each of these charges carries with it a maximum penalty of 12 months in jail and or $1,000 fine. Do you waive formal reading of the accusations, Ms. McLeod?
Yes, Your Honor, I do.
Okay, how do you plead, Mr. Womble, guilty or not guilty?
Not guilty.
Okay, we'll record your not guilty plea. Your case will be returned to the division judge and you'll get notification of your next hearing date, okay? All right, good. And I see Ms. Giles there also. Ms. Giles, if you would like to address this matter, he's going to be returned to the division judge. You'll have an opportunity at his next hearing to speak on the matter. If you want to get in touch with the solicitor's office, the victim advocate prior to that time, you should go ahead and do that. And if you will put who do we have? Is this your case, Mr. Rosenberg?
Yes, Your Honor.
I believe that she wants to talk to a solicitor in regards to this matter. So I'm directing her to, if that's the case, for her to contact your office or to contact the victim advocate, okay?
Question. I did contact the victim advocate to get information on like what was said because I didn't give no statements, so I don't even understand why this is even going on. Because I didn't talk to them, and when they called me, I told them don't put my children in it because I don't know of my children being around. So I'm trying to figure out what's going on. No one have yet to reach out to me other than just on a court case and just for the hearing. I just keep getting text messages saying for the hearing, which is why last time I was trying to ask to speak. So I need to know what's going on because my name is on something that I didn't even speak on. And I told the officer I didn't want to talk to them. I told him I didn't want to be dealing with none of this.
Okay, Ms. Giles, so I'm trying to get you someone that you can speak to in regards to this, okay? So Mr. Walker,
Our
can
office
you,
has talked to the victim, but I'll have someone reach out to her again. And just to give you some background, they have about 5 cases between the two of them. Maybe that's the confusion, but our office has spoken to her and we will continue to reach out.
okay, thank you, Mr. Walker. All right, Ms. Giles, so,
No one has spoken to me, so I'm about to
Okay.
say that now. No
So-
one's spoken to me other than telling me a court case. Any
Okay,
other
all
than
right.
that, no one's spoken to me. I would love someone to speak to me, email me something, because I don't like being pulled and stuff where I don't have nothing to do with it. And I already told them it's a waste of time and money.
Okay, Ms. Giles, so I have directed the solicitor's office to reach out to you. So if they don't, by the time the next hearing rolls around, then you can tell the next judge your complaints regarding that, okay? But someone should be reaching out to you, ma'am. All right?
Okay, I would like somebody to call me. Thank you.
All right. So you have a good day, Ms. Giles, and you do the same, Mr. Wamble. All right,
All right, thank you.
you're welcome. Who do we have next?
Positions 9 through 11, Mr. Hanson.
And it's my understanding that these will be negotiated pleas and a null pros.
It'll be unnegotiated, please, Your Honor.
Okay. Good morning, Mr. Hanson. I'm Judge Eric Morrow. This is the state all-purpose calendar that we are conducting by video to help prevent the spread of the virus. Do you agree to have your case heard by video?
Yes, sir. Good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Hanson. Can you raise your right hand for me?
Yes, sir.
Do you swear affirm the testimony you're about to give before this court be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, sir.
Okay, you can put your hand down. Since these are not, these are non-negotiated pleas, pretrial, can I get the history, please, Ms. Jackson?
Good morning, Your Honor.
Okay, good morning, Ms. Jackson. For North, can you all mute until I get back to Mr. Hanson for me, please? Thank you.
The defendant has 6 cycles. The defendant's last arrest was January 3rd, 2023, in Douglas County for felony obstruction of an officer. There is no disposition for that arrest, Your Honor. And let me just kind of scroll up and see what else is going on. Prior to that, the defendant was arrested May 2nd, 2022 in College Park, Georgia for obstruction of an officer, a misdemeanor, and let me see, and possession of marijuana less than an ounce, in carrying a weapon in a school safety zone. Those
Okay,
are
so
all
that's these charges.
Okay. Let me scroll up and see what else. Prior to that, the defendant was arrested February 17th, 2020 in Cobb County for a hit and run. Let me see if there's a disposition for it. Just says that it was amended to basic rules violation. And he was convicted of that on November 24th, 2020. And that's it, Your Honor.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Jackson. Mr. Rogers?
Yes, Your Honor. For position number 9, the facts are on May 2nd of 2022. Officers made contact with Mr. D'Angelo Hanson at the location of 5134 Old National Highway in College Park. When they made contact with Mr. Hanson, he was rolling a marijuana cigarette on school property. When they approached Mr. Hanson and he began to run. They apprehended him in his backpack that he had on his person. They found a black Taurus GZC handgun. And those are the facts for position number 9. For position number 10, Mr. Hanson was employed at 9165 Roosevelt Highway, which is a BP station. On August the 12th of 2022, Mr. Hanson stole $1,000 from that BP station from which he was employed. And position number 11 is a FTA. The state is recommending for position number 9, 12 months with 12 months to serve. And for position number 11, for number 10, we're recommending 12 months to serve, 30 days, credit for time served, balance probated, and restitution of $1,000 to the BP station where the money was stolen.
How long has he been in custody? How many days are you giving him credit for?
Here. Looking right now, Your Honor. 1 second.
If I might interject, I believe on that January 3rd, which is of course this month, on that arrest, he came from the Douglas arrest to our jail. That's what my understanding is.
He was booked on January the 6th, Your Honor. Onto the records. So we give him credit for 13 days.
Okay. Mr. McLean?
Your Honor, this is a young 19-year-old who has made some mistakes and is admitting them and taking responsibility. We had a good talk. I've talked with his family. I believe he will totally straighten out. He's smart, and I want to say this about him. The reason he was at that alternative high school to begin with is he's only got 2 credits to go, and he could have dropped out of school, but he was transferring from, I believe it was a Clayton school, and he's had some challenges with his family being able to help him have housing while he finishes high school. And so he had to go live with his grandmother. The mistake he made in stealing that money, I told him about, we discussed what embezzlement is and what theft is and the morality and, you know, malum in se and malum prohibitum. We discussed concepts. I think he's a really smart kid. I really think he's going places. I think he's going to straighten himself out. I think that time served in throwing himself on the mercy of the court, I think time served would be a fair punishment for stealing $1,000 from his employer. His grandmother had kicked him out, and she's willing to take him back in from what I hear, but I talked to his parents, not his grandmother. But you know, he's had challenges, and he knows that it was wrong to steal, and he's going to pay that $1,000 back in restitution. Absolutely. The gun, by coincidence, Your Honor, I was investigating a case about a half a year to a year ago at the gas station next to that high school. I was taking photographs from the back of the gas station, and I noticed the high school, and it's kind of down a hill in a former strip shopping center. And he told me that he was confused about exactly the boundaries. He says, really, I was at the restaurant next to what the high school is. And I said, well, what the problem is truly is that this is considered high school property, even though it's a former strip shopping mall, very small one. And it's a big parking lot. I said, basically, they consider this to be school property. He says, I really didn't mean to have that gun on school property. He meant to, he says it was legal for him to have the gun. He meant to leave that at his grandmother's. But when the kicking out occurred, it's just a big mess and a big mistake. But if you can give him a break, Your Honor, and give him time served, the fact that he's so ambitious with only 2 credits to go and was willing to go to the alternative high school and get those last 2 credits, he's very close to graduating high school.
So is he going to be able to go back to that school, Mr. McLean, or not?
I have not spoken to the school officials. Mr. Hanson, I believe you told me that despite this, the school officials told you what exactly?
He's Board North, can you unmute?
You talked to the principal or vice principal, correct, sir?
Yeah, after my arrest, they let me come back to the school. They let me do the school. Yeah, I was going to the school right before this arrest. I had got pulled over in a traffic stop. I wasn't doing nothing wrong. It was just a traffic stop, and I had warrants that I didn't know about because I wasn't in my grandmother's house no more. But I was still going.
The question, Mr. Hanson, thank you for the information. We appreciate that. But the question is, what does the high school say about you finishing high school there?
Yes, sir. I was still attending the school. I could still attend the school because I never went inside the school.
Now, is that directly from the horse's mouth, so to speak? Is that directly from a principal, vice principal, or administrator of the school that has said this to you, or is it just your guess?
Yes, sir. I have a good relationship with the principal. So yes, sir. She let me come back.
What did they say to you?
They said I can come back to the school.
Okay.
I was attending the school after.
What is the name of the person that said that to you?
My teacher, Mr. Green. And if you check I was still going to the school after the arrest, after I burned it out last time. I was still attending the school. I still am enrolled at the school now. I was supposed to go back after the break.
After the break?
Yeah.
Christmas break?
Yes, sir.
I understand.
Okay, so Mr. McLean, have you spoken to the grandmother? Does he have a place to live?
Your Honor, he's got a dad, a mom, and between the two of them, if the grandmother still isn't taking him back, I've heard that she is relented and wants to take him back now because she's taught him his lesson. She wasn't permanently mad at him. She just wanted him to learn his lesson. And I believe from talking to the family that he has, and I think he can probably go back to the grandmother. But even if he can't, he'll find a place to live because one of his parents is local here in Atlanta.
Okay, so I'm not gonna let him out until we verify all this, Mr. McLean. I am willing to consider what you're saying, Mr. McLean, but I'm gonna have to have you get in touch with the school. And since you're an officer of the court, you report back to me what the school says. If I let him out, it's gonna be on a condition that he stay in school. If I let him out, it's gonna be on a condition that that he has housing, that his grandmother will take him back in, and where he's gonna live. I'm also gonna give him a curfew. So I'm gonna give you till next Tuesday on my Tuesday SAP calendar to accomplish this. Is that enough time you believe for you to accomplish this?
It is, Your Honor. Thank you.
Okay. All right. So Ms. Champion.
Excuse me, Judge Morrow. I was just informed that the young man's mother is downstairs in G33. She thought it was a in-person court hearing today. She was given the Zoom link. I'm not quite sure if she's logged on at this time.
Okay. Thank you, Ms. Champion. Mr. McLean is still going to need some time. So if you will let her know that I'm going to reschedule this case till next Tuesday to consider Mr. McLean's request of the court so that he can provide me with particulars in this matter. Okay, Mr. McLean, are we understood?
We are.
Okay, so Mr. Hanson, I'm going to see you back on next Tuesday. You'll be before me. You've heard the request that I've made of Mr. McLean, and if all that checks out, then I'll consider your request, okay?
Thank you, sir.
You're welcome. So I'll see you on Tuesday.
All right.
May I be excused? My business report is finished.
Of course, Ms. McLeod. Thank you. You have a good day.
You too, Judge Morrow.
Thank you. Who do we have next?
Position 16, Mr. Love.
And this is a negotiated plea?
That's correct.
Good morning, Mr. Love. I'm Judge Eric Morrow. This is the state all-purpose calendar that we're conducting by video. Do you agree to have your case heard by video?
Yeah.
Thank you. Can you raise your right hand for me? Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give before this court be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, sir.
Okay, you can put your hand down. Thank you, sir. Ms. Lewis?
Yes, Your Honor. State recommends 12 months to serve 30 days with credit for time served 15 days with the balance probated, a defensive driving course, an $1,100 fine. That's $600 for the hit and run, as this is his second hit and run, and $500 for the driving with a suspended license. Nothing further.
Any objection to termination when the terms are complete?
No, Your Honor.
Okay, Mr. Coleman?
Yeah, we would ask that the court accept the plea as negotiated. We would ask that the probation would either terminate or go non-reporting once he's completed the class and paid the fines, and that probation fees be waived for a period of time. We will stipulate to a factual basis as well as venue and ID.
All right, Mr. Love, it's my understanding that in case 23 CR 0000105C, you wish to plead guilty to failure to yield the right of way, hit and run, and driving while your license is suspended or revoked. Is that correct? Are you, that was a yes?
Yes.
Are you under the influence of any drugs or alcohol this morning?
No.
You've been represented by counsel. Are you satisfied with his representation?
Yes.
You understand that you have a right to a trial by jury on these charges, and that by pleading guilty to them, you're giving up your right to a trial by jury?
Yes.
Has anyone forced or coerced you to plead guilty?
No.
I'll accept the plea as negotiated. Mr. Love, I am going to waive the probation fees for you while you're on probation to help you get and stay on your feet. And when you complete the terms, the probation will terminate, okay?
Yes, sir.
All right, good luck to you, sir.
Position 29, Thompson.
And this is a negotiated plea.
That's correct.
Good morning, Mr. Thompson. I'm Judge Eric Morrow. This is the state all-purpose calendar that we're conducting by video. Do you agree to have your case heard by video?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Mr. Thompson, can you raise your right hand for me, please? Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give before this court be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Sir.
Okay, you can put your hand down. Thank you, sir. Mr. Rosenberg?
Good morning, Your Honor. This recommended sentence on this is going to be 12 months to serve 30 days, balance probated, family violence intervention program, and no further contact with Stanicia Johnson, STANIECIA Johnson. And additionally, stay away from 330 Brownlee Road in Atlanta. That's an apartment complex.
Mr. Coleman?
Yeah, we would ask that the court accept the plea as negotiated. We would ask that the probation or non-reporting once he's completed the DVIP classes, and that probation fees be waived for a period of time. We would stipulate to a factual basis as well as venue and ID.
Any objection to non-reporting when the terms are complete, Mr. Rosenberg?
No objection.
Mr. Thompson, it's my understanding that in case 23 CR 0000067A, you wish to plead guilty to battery family violence. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Are you under the influence of any drugs or alcohol this morning?
No, sir.
You've been represented by counsel. Are you satisfied with his representation?
Yes, sir.
You understand that you have a right to a trial by jury on this charge, and that by pleading guilty to it, you're giving up your right to a trial by jury?
Yes, sir.
Has anyone forced you to plead guilty?
No, sir.
I'll accept the plea as negotiated, Mr. Thompson. I'm going to waive the probation fees for you while you're on probation to help you get and stay on your feet. And when you complete the terms, it'll go to a non-reporting status, okay?
Thank you, sir.
You're welcome. Good luck to you, Mr. Thompson.
Position 23, Reyes.
This is also a negotiated plea.
Correct, Your Honor.
Good morning, Mr. Reyes. I'm Judge Eric Morrow. This is the state all-purpose calendar that we're conducting by video. Do you agree to have your case heard by video?
Yes, yes, Your Honor.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Reyes. Can you raise your right hand for me? The other one? Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give before this court be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, sir.
Okay, you can put your hand down. Thank you. Mr. Rosenberg?
Yes, Your Honor. State's recommendation is 12 months to serve 28 days, credit for 14 days, balance suspended. Stay away from Ashley Scholar Landing's apartment located at 701 Atlanta Student Movement Boulevard.
Mr. Coleman?
Your Honor, we'd ask that the court accept the plea as negotiated. We will skip back to a factual basis as well as being an idea.
Mr. Reyes, it's my understanding that in case 23 CR 000098F, you wish to plead guilty to criminal trespass. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Are you under the influence of any drugs or alcohol this morning?
No, sir.
You've been represented by counsel. Are you satisfied with his representation?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
You understand that you have a right to a trial by jury on this charge, and that by pleading guilty to it, you're giving up your right to a trial by jury?
Yes. Yes.
Has anyone forced or coerced you to plead guilty?
No.
Okay, I'll accept your negotiated plea, Mr. Reyes. Good luck to you, sir.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
This is on the add-on position 6 through 9.
Okay.
Mr. Eccles?
Is Mr. Murphy on with us? I reset this this case from the SAP case, the SAP calendar on Tuesday to this calendar to give Mr. Murphy the opportunity to join us. Has Mr. Murphy been in touch with anyone? Ms. Champion, do you know?
Not at this time. I don't know. Let me ask Miss Grace.
Okay.
All right, we're gonna go back to your case. So go ahead and have a seat in the back. This is also on the add-on position 5, Della Ripple.
Okay.
Couple of times, there was an envelope was going into the boundary.
That's yours?
Yeah, they sent it out for the party. Change of.
And this is going to be a negotiated plea, is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Good morning, Mr. Della Ripple. I'm Judge Eric Morrow. This is the state all-purpose calendar that we're conducting by video. Do you agree to have your case heard by video?
Yes.
Thank you. Can you raise your right hand for me? Do you swear affirm the testimony you're about to give before this court be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Okay, you can put your hand down. Thank you, sir. Mr. Rosenberg?
Yes, Your Honor. The state's recommended sentence is going to be 12 months to serve, 10 days, credit for time served, balance probated, mental health evaluation and treatment if necessary, family violence intervention program, and no further contact with Cameron with a K Brooks.
How many days has he already served?
Yeah, he's actually been in, I believe, 34 days.
Okay.
This is Brandon's mom, Your Honor. If I may speak, I would like an opportunity, please.
Okay. Can you activate your camera for the court, ma'am?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Good morning, ma'am. Let me have Mr. Coleman speak first, or would you like to hear from his mother first, Mr. Coleman?
I would like to hear what she has to say on this matter.
Okay. All right. Can you raise your right hand for me, ma'am?
Yes.
Do you swear affirm the testimony you're about to give before this court be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, sir.
Okay, you can put your hand down, Ms. Nels. What would you like to tell the court?
So my son, Brandon, he has had some mental health issues. I would really appreciate it if we can drop the no further contact with Cameron Brooks, because we all live together. Really, we would like to just see him be able to get back on his meds and, you know, get his life back together. He has had some struggles, but he's been doing really well lately, but he's been off the meds. I discovered that he has been off of his meds, and if we can get him back on track, that would be great.
Okay, and who is Cameron Brooks to you and your son?
So that's his cousin, but I'm his guardian. My sister passed 9 years ago. And that's when I became the guardian to Cameron and his other 2 siblings. And so they're really, and my sister always lived with me. So they're cousins, but they really have always grown up like brothers.
Okay. Okay, so Mr. Rosenberg, given that, do you have any objection to no further violent contact in this matter?
No, Your Honor.
Okay, all right, so, and he's gonna be, Ms. Nails, he's gonna be staying with you when he gets out?
Yes, and we're also trying to just help him get established, get back on his feet and get established, and so he can eventually just get a place of his own and everything too.
Okay, all right.
And Your Honor, if I may, we would just request that we can add a condition that remains compliant with any treatment plan or any prescriptions that are already in place.
Okay, I think that's fair. Okay, thank you, Ms. Nails. Anything further?
No, but thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome. Thank you. Mr. Coleman.
Your Honor, we would ask that the court accept the plea as negotiated, and we would ask that the no contact be amended to no further violent contact. We would ask that the probation would terminate as on non-reporting once he's completed the class, and the probation should be waived for a period of time.
Okay, so it's going to be no further violent contact, and that he's to remain compliant with any medications that he's currently on. Is that agreeable with the state and Mr. Coleman?
Yes.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, very good. Mr. Daly Ripple, it's my understanding that in case 23 CR 0000027E, you wish to plead guilty to simple battery, family violence, and criminal trespass. Is that correct?
I accept that.
Are you under the influence of any drugs or alcohol at the present time?
No.
You've been represented by counsel. Are you satisfied with his representation?
Yes.
You understand that you have a right to a trial by jury on these charges, and that by pleading guilty to them, you're giving up your right to a trial by jury?
Yes.
Has anybody forced you to plead guilty?
No.
Okay, I'm going to accept the plea as negotiated. I'm going to waive the probation fees for you while you're on probation to help you get and stay on your feet. And when you complete the terms of the probation, it'll go to a non-reporting status, okay? All right, good luck to you, Mr. Daly Ripple.
I had a question.
Yes.
It said probation. I didn't understand it clearly. Some probation status. I didn't understand it.
Well, you remember I spoke to you that you need to do the class. I'm gonna give your information to probation, so probation officer is gonna be in contact with you about how to enroll and do the class. Once you complete the class, you no longer have to report to probation.
So much going on.
Okay, did you understand? Do you have any other questions? For the domestic violence classes that you have to do. No, we spoke about that yesterday.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
All right, good luck to you, sir.
Okay. All right, that's it, sir. We're done.
Oh.
Your Honor, are we ready for position 14?
14?
Yes.
Okay, I'm ready. If I have hold for announcement on position 14. Let's see, who's representing Mr. Jones?
Position 14, Jones?
Yes, it looked like Jobias Jones.
Yes, Your Honor. We still need to interview him as soon as we can get him on.
Okay, well, he's here with jail court's iPhone, so I'm not sure how you're gonna accomplish that.
Right. We can have him, if there's a phone where he is, he could call 2-2392, or at some point, the deputy may take me up to his floor.
Okay, how do y'all want to accomplish counsel getting in touch with Mr. Jones?
I can bring them down.
Okay, very good. Thank you. We'll see you in a
Thank you.
moment, Mr. Jones.
Thank you so much.
Okay,
And Your Honor, if we're in between cases, I do have an update before Mr. McLean walks away. I
Okay.
actually was able to get a hold of the principal at Skyview on Mr. D'Angelo Hanson's case. The principal plans to attend on Tuesday. He is allowed to return. She did share a wealth of information, but she has some concerns, but he is allowed to return to school and she plans to attend on Tuesday.
okay.
All right, very good. Very good.
Thank you.
And
Mr.
I'll
Walker.
share her contact info with you, Mr. McLean, in case you want to reach out.
Okay.
Who do we have next?
Can we go back to Mr. Eccles?
And what position is that?
He was positioned 6 through 9 on the add-on calendar.
Put it in the middle. And then this, yeah, thank you. You got it. Thank you.
We have not been able to get in touch with Mr. Murphy at this time, Your Honor.
Yeah, and Your Honor,
Okay,
I did speak to Mr. Murphy on this case on Monday, well, sorry, Tuesday. I did neglect to call him yesterday to advise him that the case was going to be reset for today. Regarding position 6, that's the one that I represent Mr. Eccles on. That's going to be reset to a jail jury calendar. Positions 8 and 9 are both failures to appear. Are these on each separate underlying case, or is it both on one or the other?
Mr. Walker, do we know?
I'm sorry, Judge, did you call me?
Yeah, we're on Mr. Eccles is on the add-on calendar. Mr. Coleman had a question regarding the FTAs. If the FTA, or if the
Are they on
FTAs,
both on one case, or FTA on each separate case?
Give me 1 second, I'll look it up. I was on the line with Mr. Howard, so just give me 1 second.
okay, all right, thank you. So he's gonna need to be arraigned on, at least on position number 6. Is that what you're telling me, Mr. Coleman?
Actually, he does not need to be arraigned. I was actually appointed to this case back on September 4th of 2019. So I've had this case for quite a while.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he's been picked up on other charges.
Okay, so that's gonna go back to jail jury. What about position 7? That's Mr. Mr. Murphy's case?
Case, I imagine he's probably been arraigned on that too, but I'm not exactly sure.
But that is Mr. Murphy's case.
Yeah, that is Mr. Murphy's case.
Okay,
I
so
don't know
I'm
if
good.
he's been arraigned on that one yet.
Okay, so position 6, Ms. Champion?
Position 7 was a waiver of arraignment back in
Okay,
2021. And that FTA is position 9 that goes with position 7, and the FTA for position 6 is position 8.
Okay.
all right, thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Champion.
So basically, all of these cases will be jail jury.
Yes.
Okay. All right, thank you. Good luck to you, Mr. Eccles.
Position number 1, Mr. Brewer.
All right, position number 1, is that what, is this Mr. Brewer?
Mr. Larry Brewer, it's negotiated plea.
Okay, good morning, Mr. Brewer. I'm Judge Eric Morrow. This is the state all-purpose calendar that we are conducting by video. Do you agree to have your case heard by video?
Sir, yes, sir. Good morning.
Good morning, sir. Can you raise your right hand for me, Mr. Brewer?
Yes, sir. I need to speak. I need to say something also, sir.
Okay, I'll give you that opportunity to speak with your counsel. Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give before this court be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, sir.
Okay, you can put your hand down, Mr. Brewer. Mr. McLean. Apparently, Mr. Brewer needs to speak with you.
Yes, Your Honor, he believes this case has already been adjudicated. I told him I'd look it up on Odyssey as soon as I get to Odyssey. In the meantime, it's time served, balance suspended, stay away. And if it is a duplicate of something, I told him we'd alert the court. But I haven't looked it up yet. I think the state could probably weigh in on that because they've got Odyssey right there.
I'm right on it, Mr. McLean.
I do remember his name being on a calendar the other day. I told him I think that's what he's talking about. Of course, I said, as soon as I get to Odyssey, I'll look up what you talked about, and I'm sure you're right. I hope you're right.
From what I can see, Mr. Brewer has several cases. I don't believe this is a duplicate. Maybe he's getting them confused with another case. So that's my response.
Mr. Brewer, what do you think? Do you think this might be a confusion about being at MARTA a couple of different times?
No, sir. I'm in here on model property, which I wasn't on model property at the time. I was on the sidewalk at the corner of P Street in Alabama, not on model property.
So I'm sorry, I'm losing my voice. He has another case, 22 CR 008-534B, certain acts at a rail station and a criminal trespass. That's from 12/27/22. The case that's before the court today is from 7/11/22. That also occurred at MARTA. So those two are the cases that are most close in time that both happened at MARTA. So maybe that's the confusion, but again, he does have more cases than I can count. I don't know how else to put it.
Mr. Walker, where's the 8534 case? Is that with a division judge?
That says case closed. Okay, so that's closed. He pled on, January 10th. So
that's the one.
So that incident date was December 27th of last year. The one that's before the court today is 7/10 of last year, correct?
Yes, that's correct.
So this one happened in July and that one happened in December. We took the December event plea on the 10th, just a few days ago. And this is from Mr. Brewer. This incident, this arrest would have been when it was hot, in the middle of the summer, July 7th. July 11th. Do you remember that?
He's on mute, 3 South. Okay.
Hey, Judge, Your Honor. Hey, sir, I done been to court on this charge. What I'm in here for right now 3 times. I got OR bonds when they took me downstairs. I'm over here at 700 on the 3rd floor. And he just bought me here on the 10th. The public defender just bought me here on the 10th.
That is correct, on a different case.
Right.
That's the same case, but on the before December, I had called a case at MARTA, but I went to magistrate court, the judge, I went to 3C. He threw it out. Soon he called my name, he said, Mr. Larry, you free to go. He threw that case out. You know, how can I get in my apartment, my doctor office? I got one eye. I lost my eye at MARTA. Then they were bogus ticket talking about I got locked up at MARTA, 7 little daughter shot around a church. Ain't no church nowhere near to be seen.
Okay, hold on, Mr. Brewer.
Thank you, sir.
You're welcome. Mr. McLean, it seems like you need to talk with Mr. Brewer a bit more before you enter into a plea in this matter. So if you want me to reset this till next Tuesday, my calendar on Tuesday, I'm happy to do that.
That works for me. It seems that is absolutely right, Your Honor.
Okay.
Hey, Judge, Your Honor, I'm good. I want to go proceed the case. I want to get this out the way because I'm finna get put out. I don't want to be out there in that cold. I want to go forward with the case, Judge, Your Honor, if you don't mind. I appreciate your cooperation.
Okay, so it's my understanding, Mr. Brewer, that you're gonna want to plead guilty to fair evasion and criminal trespass that occurred on July 10th of 2022. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so if that's the case, Mr. Rogers?
The state's recommendation is 12 months to serve 8 days, credit for time served 4 days, balance suspended, and the stay away order from the MARTA 5-Point Station, which the address 30 Alabama Street Southwest. That's all, Your Honor.
Okay, I'm gonna have him abide by any MARTA active suspensions. Okay, so if they're active suspensions, he's gonna have to abide by them. Mr. McLean, anything further?
Your Honor, we asked the court to accept the negotiated plea. This is not one where I asked his permission to sign for him because we were lucky enough to have a visitation booth with a slot that worked, and he signed it himself.
And
Okay,
Your Honor, just to perfect the record, we were asking for that stay away because, to be clear, this is the defendant's third conviction from a MARTA case in the last 12 months.
so he should have a stay away then, shouldn't he, Mr. Walker?
I don't know if it's the state's position is that if he doesn't, that the state is requesting one because there's a third case from MARTA that I didn't bring up that's also a conviction from last year. So, I mean, he has
Okay.
the propensity of getting arrested at MARTA for whatever reason. 3 cases in 12 months.
Okay, Mr. Brewer, you know you can't go back to MARTA then. You understand that?
I would not go near Marla, sir. I stay in Ellenwood. I live in Ellenwood if I ain't got put out. But
Okay.
I promise, please have the folk to do the paperwork and send it to records or clarification down here because I plead out on the 10th of this month.
Okay, all right,
So I'm
Mr. Brewer.
They talking about the folks in here, I'm arguing with the jail officer. They telling me, oh, they need to upgrade the computer. It ain't in the system. But I'm still looking at all these folks go home. You know, I just want to get on that, sir. You know what I mean?
Okay. You okay, Mr. Brewer? If you don't have anything else holding you, we'll get the paperwork over today, and as soon as you can get processed out, you'll be processed out, okay? But right now, right now, it's my understanding that in case 22 CR 004413B, you wish to plead guilty to fair evasion and criminal trespass. Is that correct?
Sir, yes, sir.
Are you under the influence of any drugs or alcohol this morning?
Sir, no, sir. I'm on some coffee.
Okay. You've been represented by counsel. Are you satisfied with his representation?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
You understand that you have a right to a trial by jury on this charge, and that by pleading guilty to it, you're giving up your right to a trial by jury?
Sir, yes, sir.
Has anybody forced you to plead guilty?
Sir, no, sir.
All right, I'm gonna accept the plea as negotiated, Mr. Brewer. Do not go back to MARTA, all right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, good luck to you, Mr. Brewer. I hope you haven't been put out.
Yes, sir. You have a blessed day, sir.
You too, sir.
Thank you.
We have next.
Position 12, Mr. Howell.
And it's my understanding that this is going to be a, just an arraignment.
Yes, Your Honor.
Good morning, Mr. Howell.
How you doing, sir? You want to
I'm
change?
doing,
Your Honor, I think he wants to change.
you want to plead?
Yes, Your Honor, I think he's changed his mind. He's been observing court and thinking about stuff. Let's see. Number
12.
12, here we go. Let me flip to the correct page.
Okay, while you do that, the court's gonna take a 2-minute break.
Thank you. All right. Time for balancing probation, you have to take the class. Okay. Long class, expensive class. They may keep you on probation the entire time. But we'll ask for a break on the page. Let's mute ourselves. Okay.
Whenever you're ready, just let us know, Mr. McLean.
Your Honor, our mistake, we're switching back again. This is a not guilty. We just asked the court to let him know what he's charged with. We waived the reading of the accusation. We have copy. We have a copy.
Okay, and Mr. Howell, good morning. I'm Judge Eric Morrow. This is the state all-purpose calendar that we're conducting by video. Do you agree to have your case heard by video? Yes. Okay. Can you raise your right hand for me, please? Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give before this court be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? You can put your hand down. Thank you, Mr. Howell. You have been charged in case 23 CR 000065J with battery substantial physical harm. This charge carries with it a maximum penalty of 12 months in jail and/or $1,000 fine. It's my understanding that you waive formal reading of the accusation, Mr. McLean.
It is correct, Your Honor. We do waive that.
How do you plead, Mr. Howell? Guilty or not guilty? Say it again.
Guilty, sir. That's the incorrect answer, sir. Not guilty is what you're pleading today. This is an arraignment. An arraignment. Not guilty, sir.
Okay, we'll record your not guilty plea. Your case will be returned to the division judge and you will get notification of your next hearing date. Good luck to you, Mr. Howell.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome. Who do we have next?
Ms. Bowie. She's on the add-on calendar, I believe, Your Honor.
Okay,
Yeah.
I apologize, I don't have the calendar in front of me to see her position number.
she's position number 2 on the add-on calendar. And this is, it's my understanding this is going to be a negotiated plea.
That's correct.
All right. Good morning, Ms. Bowie. I'm Judge Eric Morrow. This is the state all-purpose calendar that we're conducting by video. Do you agree to have your case heard by video?
Yes, it was.
Thank you.
It was better received time served to stay away from the location because of what occurred.
That's
Okay.
the.
Hold on, Ms. Bowie. Just give me a moment. We'll get what the offer is on the table. But first, can you raise your right hand for me?
Yes,
Do you swear affirm the testimony you're about to give before this court be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
yes,
Okay, you can put your hand down. Mr. Rosenberg?
Yes, Your Honor. The state's recommendation is 12 months to serve 20 days, credit for time served, balance suspended, stay away from the shopping center at 2900 Peachtree Road in Atlanta.
How much time has been served?
Significantly more than that, Your Honor. I think it was almost 60 days.
That's correct, 60 days.
60 days, okay. And Mr. Coleman?
Your Honor, we just asked that the court accept the plea as negotiated, nothing further.
All right. So if you'll unmute for me, South Annex. Do you have something, Ms. Champion?
Yes, do we have the stairway address?
It was 29, go ahead.
2900 Peachtree Road.
That's right.
Thank you.
Okay. Ms. Bowie, it's my understanding that in case 22 CR 002388A, you wish to plead guilty to criminal trespass. Is that right?
yes.
Are you under the influence of any drugs or alcohol today?
No, I'm not.
You've been represented by counsel. Are you satisfied with his representation?
Yes, so may I clarify?
Yes.
Clarify is that everything is about concurrent. I understand why I'm being asked to stay away from 2900 because of what occurred. My question is everything rolled concurrent? I've already received time served without the fine and penalty.
Yes,
correct?
ma'am.
Okay, you only have one charge, so, and the state has recommended that you're gonna get credit for time served. So if you don't have anything else holding you, you're gonna be released. But you have to stay away from the 2900 Peachtree Road address. You can't go back there. You understand?
Yes, I understand.
Okay, you have any other questions before I go forward?
That is about it.
Okay, that's your understanding, Ms.
Yes.
Bowie? Okay. let's see, you understand that you have a right to a trial by jury on this charge, and that by pleading guilty to it, you're giving up your right to a trial by jury?
Yes,
Has anybody forced you to plead guilty?
no,
Okay, I'll accept your plea as negotiated, Ms. Bowie. Good luck to you, ma'am.
thank you.
You're welcome. And while we're waiting on the next person, I've got position 3 and 4 on the add-on calendar. Mr. Bradbury and and Damian Bradbury and Dylan Chandler. Are we going to have them present today?
Your Honor, this is position number 4, Mr. Chandler.
Okay, I was wondering because I don't know if Ms. McLeod realizes that this is her case. And she has requested to be released today. I didn't realize that she had other cases. Ms. Champion, can we get Ms. McLeod? I don't know if she received the add-on calendar or not. Can you raise her again and let her know that she has 2 clients that are on the add-on calendar?
Okay, yes, sir. I have Miss Grace call her and send her the add-on calendar.
I apologize, Your Honor. He's actually Mr. Walter Chandler on the main SAP calendar, position number 4.
Okay, so he's on the main calendar, but my question is, on the add-on calendar, are we gonna have Mr. Bradbury and Mr. Dylan Chandler present this morning? Are they on your poll sheet? Okay, so yeah, regardless,
He's not on the poll sheet, Your Honor.
they're not on the poll sheet.
Dylan Chandler is not on the poll sheet.
What about position 3 on the add-on, Damian Bradbury?
Bradbury. He's on the poll sheet, but I actually just spoke to Ms. McLean and she said she's about to go to another court hearing and she wants to reset Mr. Bradbury.
Okay, so let's reset Mr. Bradbury and Mr. Chandler, position 3 and positions 4 on the state all-purpose add-on calendar till next Tuesday.
Okay.
Okay, okay, thank you. Now, who do we have before us?
This is number 4 on the main calendar, Your Honor, Walter Chandler. We had put it down as to be announced because we did talk with him yesterday extensively and he wanted to think about it. It is an older case, not ancient, but it is older than the average. It is a DUI, it's a serious matter, so he wanted to think about it. He says that he wants to plead guilty today. He understands that the legislature requires certain things as to ADET, RR, VIP. He needs to understand, of course, that the $300 fine the state is recommending is convertible to community service at the rate of $10 an hour if he requests it. But otherwise, I told him the $300 fine would likely be doubled with surcharges. And when he sees 300 on paper, he ought to be thinking 600.
Okay, so does he have a desire at the present time to pay the fine or do community service?
Do you think you should do it as community service, half and half, or should you pay the fine? What should you do? Community service, Your Honor, please.
Okay, so it'll be 30 hours of community service. All right. Mr. Chandler, good morning. I'm Judge Eric Morrow. This is the state all-purpose calendar that we're conducting by video. Do you agree to have your case heard by video?
Yes.
Thank you. Can you raise your right hand for me? Do you swear affirm the testimony you're about to give before this court be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Okay, you can put your hand down. And Mr. Rogers, I take it that the state has no objection to converting the $300 to 30 hours of community service?
No, Your Honor.
Okay, very good. You can proceed.
State recommends 12 months to serve 18 days. Credit for time served 9 days. The balance to be probated. ADET. RR, 40 hours community service, an additional 30 hours community service for a $300 fine, and VIP. 70 total in community service hours.
Okay. Anything further, Mr. McLean?
Nothing, Your Honor. Thank you.
All right, Mr. Chandler, it's my understanding that in case 17 CR 026376Y, you wish to plead guilty to driving under the influence of alcohol, less safe, and possession of an open alcohol container. Is that correct?
Yes.
Are you under the influence of any drugs or alcohol at the present time?
No.
You've been represented by counsel. Are you satisfied with his representation?
Yes.
You understand that you have a right to a trial by jury on these charges and that by pleading guilty to them, you're giving up your right to a trial by jury?
Yes.
Has anyone forced you to plead guilty?
No.
Okay, I'll accept the plea as negotiated. Mr. Chandler, I am going to waive the probation fees for you while you're on probation to help you get and stay on your feet. And when you complete the terms of the probation, it's going to terminate, okay?
Okay.
All right, good luck to you, Mr. Chandler.
Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor. No, let me- Oh, I've got all that.
Your Honor, can we go to
Yes.
HGC, position 10, Godfrey, on the add-on calendar?
Okay.
You're done?
This is a negotiated plea, Your Honor.
Come on, Mr. I don't know his name. Sir, come on. No, not you. The one in the back. Come on.
Good morning, Ms. Godfrey. I'm Judge Eric Morrow. This is the state all-purpose calendar that we're conducting by video. Do you agree to have your case heard by video?
Yes.
Okay, can you raise your right hand for me, ma'am? Do you swear to affirm the testimony you're about to give before this court be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Okay, you can put your hand down. Thank you, ma'am. Ms. Lewis?
Yes, Your Honor. The state's recommendation is 12 months to serve 42 days, credit for time served 21 days with the balance probated, mental health evaluation and treatment, 6 weeks of anger management, no alcohol, drugs, or weapons, to stay away from 377 Decatur Street, which is the Dome MARTA station, as well as all other MARTA stations. Your Honor, she currently has a 60-day suspension with MARTA that expires on February 15, 2023. And then no further contact with the victim, Miriam, and that's spelled M-A-R-Y-A-M, Ahmad, A-H-M-A-D. Nothing further.
Mr. McLean?
The only thing that confused me was whether the Dome MARTA station was on Decatur Street, because I think we are maybe confusing two different stations, but whichever station y'all needed to stay away from, she certainly can.
They've asked her to stay away from, I think, all MARTA. Is that correct, Ms. Lewis?
Yes, Your Honor.
That'll
She
work.
currently has a suspension with MARTA for all the stations. And that expires February 15, 2023.
All right, it's just Decatur Street goes east from 5 Points and the Dome's on the other side, but the Dome was on the other side before they tore it down. So this, Ms. Godfrey, you recall talking with me the other day about this case?
Yes.
Okay, is it your desire, as we discussed then, to ask the court to accept your negotiated plea with those terms?
Yes.
This was one of the two cases that I had, Your Honor, where the drill at ACDC caused a 2-day delay, and so she's still on board.
Okay. Ms. Godfrey, it's my understanding that in case 22 CR 008569B, you wish to plead guilty to simple battery and criminal trespass. Is that correct?
Yes.
Are you under the influence of any drugs or alcohol today?
No.
You've been represented by counsel. Are you satisfied with your counsel's representation?
I really didn't want to do that one, but yeah, I'll be all right though.
Okay, so my question is, you've been represented by Mr. McLean. Are you happy with what he's done for you?
Yeah, that'll be, yeah.
Okay.
I'll
you
take
under-
it. But I have another charge, which is obstruction of.
Okay, well, the only charges that I have for you today, Ms. Godfrey, are simple battery and criminal trespass, okay?
Okay.
All right. And as far as those charges go, are you pleading guilty
Yeah.
to those charges?
Yep.
Okay, but you understand that you have a right to a trial by jury if you want a trial by jury, and by pleading guilty, you're waiving your right to a trial by jury. You understand that? Is that a yes?
Yes, I plead guilty of.
Okay, and are you pleading guilty freely and voluntarily? Nobody's coerced you?
Right,
Okay, I'll accept the plea as negotiated, Ms. Godfrey. I'm gonna waive the probation fees for you while you're on probation to help you get and stay on your feet. And when you complete the terms, it'll go to a non-reporting status, okay?
Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay, now you understand that you can't go back to MARTA right now. You understand that?
yes.
Okay, all right. Good luck to you, Ms. Godfrey.
I have position 8, Mr. Garashi.
What's the announcement?
Grady evaluation, Your Honor. He
And
spoke to our social worker for several minutes here today, and it's going to be a Grady evaluation, please.
Okay, and you'll submit that evaluation for me to sign?
Well, we actually have the paperwork now, Your Honor, so yes.
Okay, very good. Thank you. So who do we have next?
Probably Brianna Anderson, who is in similar position to Ms. Godfrey, ACDC.
Position 1.
Brianna Anderson, she's negotiated plea.
Good morning, Ms. Anderson. I'm Judge Eric Morrow. This is the state all-purpose calendar that we're conducting by video. Do you agree to have your case heard by video?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Can you raise your right hand for me? Do you swear affirm the testimony you're about to give before this court will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? Okay, you can put your hand down. Thank you, Ms. Anderson. Mr. Rosenberg?
Yes, Your Honor. The recommendation on this case is 12 months, served 30 days, credit for time served, balance probated, family violence intervention program, no further violent contact with Martez Copeland.
How many days is she getting credit for?
I think she's been in at least 26, Judge, so she should have it covered.
So just so you know, Mr. Rosenberg, I need the exact number for the paperwork so that, so that's generally why I'm asking.
Got it.
So we can get it for her correct on the paperwork. Do you know exactly how long she's been in, Mr. McLean?
My understanding is the same. I talked to her 3 days ago, but I do recall this was as to the jail portion, it was going to be time served. We calculated that.
I think it's
Okay, so it's,
28 days, perhaps.
Say it again?
28 days, perhaps, 26, one or the other.
Okay, well, the paperwork says 26, but I'm not sure if, so do you want to go with 26 days?
That's fine. That'll cover it.
Okay. Anything further, Mr. McLean?
Let's see, that was, the number of days served was,
I won't say 28 because it said 26 as of 2 days ago.
it was 26 as of 2 days ago. Let's go with 28 and the actual, let me lean over. Right, that'll cover, that's
The
fine.
recommendation was 30 days to serve.
Exactly.
Okay.
It wasn't 60, so it won't be an issue, and 28 will be fine. That'll work.
Okay. Ms. Anderson, it's my understanding that in case 20 CR 006154Y, you wish to plead guilty to battery family violence. Is that correct? You have to speak up for me, ma'am.
Yes, sir.
Are you under the influence of any drugs or alcohol this morning?
No, sir.
You've been represented by counsel. Are you satisfied with his representation?
Yes.
You understand that you have a right to a trial by jury on this charge, and that by pleading guilty to it, you're giving up your right to a trial by jury?
Yes, sir.
Has anybody forced you to plead guilty?
No.
Yeah, I'll accept the plea as negotiated, Ms. Anderson. I'm going to waive the probation fees for you while you're on probation to help you get and stay on your feet. And when you complete the terms, it'll go to a non-reporting status, okay?
Thank you.
All right, good luck to you, Ms. Anderson.
And if I might, Ms. Anderson, I'm not with you physically right now in the same building. Do you remember that address, 132 Mitchell Street? Very important. Do you remember the address of probation to go to? 132 Mitchell Street, right?
Yes, the officer will give it to me.
Okay.
Thank you.
Position number 2, Borough.
Say it again.
Position number 2.
Okay, thank you.
This is Burrows, negotiated plea.
Good morning, Ms. Burrows. I'm Judge Eric Morrow. This is the state all-purpose calendar that we are conducting by video. Do you agree to have your case heard by video?
Yes.
Thank you. Can you raise your right hand for me? Do you swear affirm the testimony you're about to give before this court be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Okay, you can put your hand down, Ms. Burrows. Mr. Rogers?
Yes, Your Honor, state's recommendation is 12 months to serve 22 days, credit for time served 11 days. The balance to be probated, complete FVIP, and no further contact with the victim, Michael Cummins Spelling, Pitts Cummins Spelling.
Okay, Mr. McLean?
That is correct, Your Honor. It's our understanding. We stipulate venue, ID, factual basis.
Ms. Burrows, it's my understanding that in case 19 CR 0030218, you wish to plead guilty to battery, family violence, and cruelty to children in the 3rd degree. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Are you under the influence of any drugs or alcohol this morning?
No, sir.
You've been represented by counsel. Are you satisfied with his representation?
Yes.
You understand that you have a right to a trial by jury on these charges, and that by pleading guilty to them, you're giving up your right to a trial by jury?
I understand.
Has anybody forced you to plead guilty?
No, sir.
Okay, I'll accept your plea as negotiated, Ms. Burrows. I'm going to waive the probation fees for you while you're on probation to help you get and stay on your feet. And when you complete the terms of the probation, it'll go to a non-reporting status, okay?
Yes.
All right, good luck to you, Ms. Burrows.
Thank
Thank you, Your Honor.
Position number 3, Canty.
Jasmine Canty is negotiated plea, Your Honor.
Okay. Good afternoon, Ms. Canty. I'm Judge Eric Morrow. This is the state all-purpose calendar that we are conducting by video. Do you agree to have your case heard by video? Good morning.
Yes, I do.
Thank you. Can you raise your right hand for me? Do you swear affirm the testimony you're about to give before this court be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Okay, you can put your hand down. Thank you, ma'am. Mr. Rogers?
State's recommendation is 12 months to serve 30 days. Credit for time served 14 days. The balance to be probated. A stay away order from the victim, Quinton, Quinton, Nixon, Cummins Spelling, and a restitution of $1,000 to be paid to the victim. That's all, Your Honor.
Mr. Rogers, was it your intent for her to serve another day, or can this be a time served?
It can be a time served, Your Honor.
Okay, so 28 days, credit for time served, 14 days?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Rogers. Is that agreeable with you, Mr. McLean?
It is, Your Honor. That's understanding of the plea outline, and Your Honor, we stipulate to the 3 elements.
Okay, Ms. Canty, it's my understanding that in case 23 CR 00062J, you wish to plead guilty to theft by taking. Is that correct?
Yes.
Are you under the influence of any drugs or alcohol at the present time?
Okay.
You've been represented by counsel. Are you satisfied with his representation?
Yes.
You understand that you have a right to a trial by jury on this charge, and that by pleading guilty to it, you're giving up your right to a trial by jury?
Yes.
Has anybody forced you to plead guilty?
No.
I'll accept the plea as negotiated, Ms. Canty. I'm going to waive the probation fees for you while you're on probation to help you get and stay on your feet. And when you pay the $1,000, the probation will terminate, okay?
All right.
All right, good luck to you, Ms. Canty.
Thank you.
Position number 30.
That's Kiera Tigner. I believe it is correctly with 2 R's in Kiera.
This is going to be a negotiated plea.
Yes, Your Honor.
Good morning, Ms. Tigner. I'm Judge Eric Morrow. This is the state all-purpose calendar that we're conducting by video. Do you agree to have your case heard by video? Yes?
Yes.
Thank you. Can you raise your right hand for me? Do you swear affirm the testimony you're about to give before this court be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Okay, you can put your hand down, ma'am. Mr. Rosenberg?
Yes, Your Honor. The state's recommendation is going to be 12 months to serve 16 days, credit for 8 days served. balance probated, 12-week anger management program, no further contact with Quanishi Jabrea. That's Quanishie. Jabrea is Jabreia, and stay away from the Walmart at 844 Cleveland Ave in East Point.
Okay.
That is the outline of the, that is exactly what the terms are, Your Honor, that we agreed to, and we asked the court to accept that, and then we stipulate to venue, ID, and factual basis.
Okay, Mr. Tigner, it's my understanding that in case 23 CR 0000217B, you wish to plead guilty to simple battery, is that correct?
I do.
Are you under the influence of any drugs or alcohol this morning? You've been represented by counsel. Are you satisfied with his representation? You understand that you have a right to a trial by jury on this charge, and that by pleading guilty to it, you're giving up your right to a trial by jury?
Yes.
Has anyone forced or coerced you to plead guilty? I'll accept the plea as negotiated, Ms. Tigner. I'm going to waive the probation fees for you while you're on probation to help you get and stay on your feet. And when you complete the terms, it'll go to a non-reporting status, okay?
Okay.
All right, good luck to you, man.
You know, if I may take a second. Remember, Ms. Tigner, as we discussed, there are a lot of places that give a certified, approved anger management class. You go get that class and prove to probation that you did it, okay?
Mhm.
Thank you.
We're completed here, Your Honor.
Let's see. Thank you. Have a good day, and we have we still what are we doing with position number 7, Christopher Fannin?
Your Honor, he was, the tower was not answering, so we have to talk to him if he's available to us today. We have to talk to him now.
Oh, she's here, she's on the phone.
I noticed the other day, my colleague, Mr. Dotis, was also trying to talk to him, and he was on a floor where he could not be contacted, so we're struggling with interviewing him.
Okay, can you ask someone, is someone there with you, Mr. McLean, that you can ask regarding what?
Deputy Francois is on the phone right now, and as soon as,
Okay,
let me ask her.
okay.
Are you guys back?
Almost. How can we see Mr. Fannin? Mr. Christopher Fannin, number.
Okay, thanks, All right, you're welcome.
Don't you still have to do?
I also have to do, Mr. Jones on number 14, but we're talking about Fannin, number 7. Jones is right here. Okay, great. That's right. He's right here, so I'll be able to talk to him. Renor.
All right, so you need to speak with Mr. Jones,
Correct.
who's there. All right, so you just let me know when you're ready.
Go ahead and
I
do
think
that.
those are our last two, so court will be in recess until you let us know.
Thank you.
So, hey, McLean.
Mhm.
Tasha still needs to talk to Fannin and Christopher.
Okay.
Fannin?
Yeah.
Okay. You bringing him down? Oh, I gotta go up and talk to him? Okay.
You coming down? All right, where's Jabez Jones?
He's right here, waiting for you to talk to him.
All right. Yeah.
Mr. Coleman, did I see you there? Can you unmute for me real quick?
Okay,
Is Mr. Howard going to be with us for the 11 o'clock competency calendar?
yeah, as
today?
far as I know.
Okay, I just,
He is, Your Honor.
okay.
Would you like me to call him?
I just wondered if we could do something while we're waiting on,
Okay, I'll give him a ring right now.
okay, thank you. I appreciate it.
All right.
All right, thank you. Mr. Walker?
Yes, I think Mr. Howard just joined. Okay, there you go.
All right, so if we could go into a breakout room with everyone on the competency calendar along with Ms. Champion, please.
And then Ms. Champion, if you can add Ms. Naomi Campbell as well, please.
Okay, Judge, so that's you, Howard, Walker, Campbell, Ms. Champion, and who else?
Good
Ms.
morning, Judge.
Burgess.
Attorney Mundelli here as well. I have a case in the competency calendar.
Okay. Good morning.
That's everybody?
Yep.
Okay.
Can you put courtroom 2 in there as well? Please. Oh, there you go, Mr. Howard.
Oh, it's you.
Okay, let's see. Courtroom 2, we're back. Do we, I believe we still have two people from the 9 o'clock calendar to deal with this morning.
Let me unmute, Your Honor. There we go. Jobias Jones, Your Honor, should be reset to Tuesday.
Okay, what position is he?
I believe that he's 14.
Okay. So Mr. Jones is going to be reset to the Tuesday calendar. Okay, SAP.
Right.
All right.
Fannin is being interviewed by our social worker right now. That's necessary because of the situation of meds. So let's do that. And she'll report back in just a minute.
Okay, so I believe that Mr. Fannin is the last one. So while we're waiting for that report, Ms. Champion, can we go through the calendar for today?
Your Honor, I apologize for interrupting your report.
Yes, Ms.
It was
Jackson.
just brought to my attention. Is it any way possible we can go back to position 14, Mr. Carlos Lightsey? So that we can request a bond surrender? He was out on a signature bond through pretrial services.
24.
Number 15, you mean?
Position 15.
So I guess we would need to get him. And I don't know if that can be accomplished.
Okay, so just let me know, Your Honor. I was just told to request it. If we can't do it, I'll let them know, Your Honor.
Okay, I think given the hour that they seem to be having, gonna need to use that courtroom, that if you're gonna do that, you have to make that request and do that at a later time, Ms. Jackson.
Okay, thank you, Your Honor.
Okay. Yes, Ms. Champion. Whenever you're ready.
Position number 1 was a plea. This is the state all-purpose regular calendar. Position number 1 was a plea. Position number 2 was a plea. Position number 3 was a plea. Position number 4 was a plea. Position number 5 is reset further notice defendant released. Position number 6 was a plea. Position number 7 we're holding. Position number 8 is going to be reset competency. Well, MH eval. What's the date for the reset, Mr. McLean? How far out do you need the reset date? You're muted.
I'm understanding that 6 weeks is a good time for
Either 216 or 220.
yeah.
It's gonna be
February
219, 219.
Okay, very good.
I'm sorry, it's gonna be 216.
2 days after Valentine's. Gotcha.
Position number 9 is reset SAP 124. That's 9 and 10. Position number 11 was a NARPROS. Position number 12 is reset further notice jail jury. Position number 13 was a plea. Position number 14 is reset SAP 124. Position number 15 was a plea. Position number 16 was a plea. Position number 17 was a plea. Position number 18 was a plea. Position number 19 was reset further notice jail jury. Same for position 20. Position number 21 was a rain reset further notice jail jury. Position 22 was a plea. Position 23 was a plea. Position 24, 25 was reset further notice defendant released. Position 26 was a non-pros. Position 27 was a plea. Position 28 was a plea. 29 was a plea. 30 was a plea. 31, reset further notice, defendant released. 32, reset further notice, jail jury, defendant arraigned. Add-on 1 was a plea. Add-on 2 was a plea. Add-on 3 is reset SAP 124. That's 3 and 2, reset SAP 124. Position number 5 was a plea. Position 6, 7, 8, and 9, reset further notice, jail jury. Position 10 was a plea. Any questions? Mr. Coleman, I still have not received your plea paperwork here in the clerk's office. You're muted. I can't hear you. You're muted.
I'm sorry, they said they gave it to the clerk or somebody that was in G33 this morning. I don't know who they gave it to, but I'm on my way down there in the courthouse. I'll be down there within the hour, so I'll find it and bring it to you.
Okay, okay.
All right.
What about you, sir?
Okay, so I guess we're holding for position 7, Mr. Fanning. So let us know when he's available.
Very good, Your Honor.
Okay, we'll be in recess until that time.
Hello?
Yes, Mr. McLean.
It turns out, Your Honor, that we do need to ask to reset Mr. Fannin. We have another case where we need to get hold of the lawyer and ask her a question. It would be improper to go forward on this without having that answer.
Okay, when would you like to reset him until?
I would say at least a week because I've left her a message. I'd say-
Okay, so next Thursday's SAP calendar?
Or the following Tuesday.
You tell me, which one?
I think the following Tuesday would be better.
Okay, so
A week and a half.
not next Tuesday, but the Tuesday after next Tuesday.
Right. 131 is that? January 31st?
Okay,
Thank you. That's it.
all right. And I believe with that, that concludes the 9 o'clock calendar. If you all can make sure you get your paperwork to Ms. Champion.
Yeah, I'll
And,
figure out where it is.
I will see you all back next time. Thank you so much.
Mr. Coleman, I just received your paperwork.
Okay, well, I still gotta bring you the plea form for number 28. So that'll be
Okay.
this morning.
Mr. Coleman's going to drop me off at Ms. Champion's office
Yeah,
now.
so I'll bring it down to the clerk's office.
Okay, then.
All right.
All right, thank you all. We'll
Thank
see you
you.
next time.
Okay.
Jeff.